Rescue workers race against the clock to find survivors of Friday's earthquake in Morocco as the death toll rises to 2,500.
Ballot papers are being counted in Russian-occupied Ukraine after regional elections Kyiv and the West call a sham and violation of international law.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un reportedly en route to Vladivostok to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin. An entire village reduced to rubble. With the help of foreign specialists, Moroccan rescue teams are racing against the clock in their search for survivors of Friday's earthquake. The provisional death toll is at least 2,500, with a similar number of people injured and hundreds of thousands others impacted. The 6.8 magnitude earthquake, deadliest in more than 6 decades, struck the Atlas mountain range, wiping out several villages and cutting off remote communities. 3 days after the quake hit the region, the scale of destruction is becoming clearer, including to Morocco's cultural heritage. The 12th century wall that surrounds Marrakesh's old city, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and popular tourist destination, has crumbled in parts and buildings have been damaged. So too has the 12th century Tin Mill Mosque in a remote mountain area closer to the epicenter. Survivors have been sleeping out on the streets as rescue efforts with the help of Spain, Britain, Qatar and the United Arab Emirates continue.
Ballot papers are being counted after voting in Russian-occupied Donetsk in regional elections widely panned as illegitimate by Ukraine and its allies. Voting took place in the 4 Ukrainian regions that Moscow illegally annexed last year, the Donetsk, Kherson, Luhansk and Zaporizhia provinces, as well as Crimea, which the Kremlin took from Ukraine in 2014. Local elections were also held in 69 regions of Russia. But there's little suspense over the results of the vote, with no real opposition.
Образование, учеба, садики, это все решится. И медицина. Главное, чтобы не было войны. Как нам завещали наши деды.
Even as the voting was taking place, the fighting nearby continued. Ukraine's counter-offensive is going slower than hoped, and with winter approaching, the window for battle is closing. But Kyiv's allies say there has been partial success, and there's still a lot of fighting to be done before the rains come. Meanwhile, Eastern European countries continue to bolster their naval capabilities, prompted by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Romania has launched a modernization investment program of Constanta harbour, including modernized radar systems. Bucharest says it's supporting Ukraine by backing an alternative grain transit route and improving the interconnection of the region's infrastructure.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is believed to be on a train traveling to Vladivostok in Russia to meet with President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday. This according to a report by South Korean newspaper Chosun Ilbo, which quoted unnamed government sources. If confirmed, it will be the first meeting between the two men since 2019, following the collapse of Pyongyang's nuclear disarmament talks with the United States. US officials say Kim will likely discuss a plan for North Korea to supply artillery shells and rockets to Russia, which has used up vast stocks of weapons in more than 18 months of its war in Ukraine.
Spanish Football Federation President Luis Rubiales has resigned from his post after kissing a player on the lips without consent. The scandal has overshadowed Spain winning the Women's World Cup for the first time. Rubiales announced his resignation on Sunday in a message posted on X, formerly known as Twitter. Rubiales kissed Jenny Hermoso during the awards ceremony after Spain beat England to win the Women's World Cup. Spanish state prosecutors on Friday accused Rubiales of sexual assault and coercion after the unwanted kiss, just 2 days after Hermoso formally accused him of sexual assault. He had already been suspended from his job by FIFA for his conduct at the final. And after football's world body opened a disciplinary case, remained defiant and hostile towards Hermoso. Rubiales said he has also resigned as UEFA vice president.
Less than 24 hours after issuing an arrest-free welcome to Rio signal to Vladimir Putin, Brazil's President Lula has withdrawn his assurance that his Russian counterpart's liberty wouldn't be in jeopardy if he attended the G20 summit there next year.
Eu não sei se o tribunal, não sei se a justiça brasileira vai prender. Isso quem decide é a justiça, não é o governo nem o parlamento, é a justiça que vai decidir.
Lula has hinted that the matter could affect his country's relationship with the International Criminal Court.
Eu quero saber por que nós entramos, a Índia não entrou, a China não entrou, a Índia não entrou, os Estados Unidos não entrou, a Rússia não entrou. Eu vou saber por que o Brasil entrou.
The Russian president's missed several international summits since March, when the ICC issued its arrest warrant for deporting Ukrainian children to Russia.
The European economy continues to grow, but with reduced momentum. In its summer forecast, the European Commission revised growth in the Eurozone down to 0.8% in 2023 and 1.3% next year. That's 0.3 percentage points lower, respectively, than forecast in the spring outlook. Speaking to reporters in Brussels, EU Economy Commissioner Paolo Gentiloni said the sluggish growth trend was likely to continue into next year.
The weaker growth momentum is set to expand to 24. However, a mild rebound in growth is still expected as inflation continues easing and the labour market remains robust.
Weakness in domestic demand shows that still high consumer prices for most goods and services are taking a heavier toll than expected in the spring. This is despite declining energy prices and an exceptionally strong labour market. In the euro area, annual inflation reached 5.3% in July and August, exactly half of the peak level of 10.6% recorded last fall. But consumers need patience to fully feel the price decrease in their wallets, analysts say.
I think when we all go to the supermarket, we actually see prices that are very, very high. And therefore we conclude, instinctively almost, that inflation is very high. But actually, if you look at the numbers, inflation is coming down very fast. And that is because energy prices have come down from where they were last year. And then we also see that food prices are coming down, but they're coming down very, very slowly.
Russia's ongoing war against Ukraine and wider geopolitical tensions continue to pose risks and remain a source of uncertainty. In addition, concerted efforts by international central banks of monetary tightening to fight inflation could darken further growth prospects. In the words of the European Commission, the economic outlook remains challenging.
Experts trying to rescue a US researcher from a cave in Turkey say they hope to bring him to the surface soon. Mark Dickey fell ill during an expedition to the Morocco cave in the south of the country. The rescuers brought him to within 700 metres of the entrance on Sunday and stabilised him before the final stage of the operation. On Monday, the rescue team brought him to within 180 metres of the surface, according to the Turkish Speleology Federation. It said it was hoped to complete the mission tonight or tomorrow.
In an unprecedented move, the Vatican has beatified a Polish family of 9, a married couple and their small children, who were executed by the Nazis for sheltering Jews during World War II. During a ceremonious mass in the village of Markowa in southeast Poland, the papal envoy Cardinal Marcello Semeraro read out the Latin formula of the beatification of the Ulma family signed last month by Pope Francis. Semeraro said the Ulmas paid the highest price of martyrdom. A contemporary painting representing the Ulma family was revealed near the altar. A procession brought relics taken from their grave. It is the first time that an entire family has been beatified. The Ulmas were killed at their home by German Nazi troops and by Nazi-controlled local police in the early hours of the 24th of March 1944. Together with 8 Jews, they were hiding at their home after they were apparently betrayed. After beatification, a miracle attributed to the Alma's intercession would be necessary for their eventual canonization, as the church sainthood process is called.
Novak Djokovic has won the US Open for his 24th Grand Slam title, beating Daniil Medvedev at Flushing Meadows in New York. The 36-year-old Serb won in straight sets 6-3, 7-6, 6-3. His victory means he's moved one major singles title in front of Serena Williams to become the first player to win 24 in the Open era. Margaret Court also collected 24, but 13 of those came before professionals were admitted to the Slam events. The triumph against Russian Medvedev made Djokovic the oldest male champion at the US Open.